Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to look at term 3 tests, that is term 3 test of 2024. So we are going to start on the instructions, whereby we are given the structure of the question paper, whereby we have got question 1 on short questions that consist of all topics, 35 marks, and obviously it requires you to spend on average 35 minutes. We have got other allocations that we have in terms of question 2 on the consumer, question 3 food and nutrition, question 4 clothing, question 5 housing, and then question 6 entrepreneurship. So we have got a total of 150 marks, with a total also of 150 minutes required to be spent on the question paper. So instruction number 2 also very important. All the questions are compulsory and must be answered in the answer book. So it's very important to know about this instruction. So we go to the first part of our question paper, which is now on short questions. So it's on a multiple choice section. So in terms of the first question, it is the practice of collecting and analyzing numerical information is referred to as. The correct response, you see that we have got data, a census, a model. So the correct one is statistics. So statistics, we have it on B. So remember, on the basic description of statistics, it is the practice or science of collecting and analyzing numerical data in large quantities, especially for the purpose of inferring proportions in a whole from a representative sample. So basically, statistics usually it's concentrated in a sample from a bigger outlook. So that is a statistic. So we have B as correct response. We go to the second part, which is now number 2. Which of the following is not an expense on a budget? So if you check according to the options that we have, see that the one that is not an expense is interest on a saving. Remember, when you're looking at saving, it's actually paid by a financial institution to an account holder as a percentage of the deposited amount. So obviously, from the account holder point of view, it will be income. So in that case, it's not an expense. So you go to number 3. In a person, if a person is creditworthy, they are likely to. So with the response given, we have D as the correct one. Meet their fine. Then we go to number 4. A credit bureau. So the responses that we have, we see that the correct one is A. Dispenses information relating to the credit ratings of individual. Or number 5, a person who has a deficiency of water could have the following symptoms. So with the symptoms that we are having there, the correct one is C, tiredness and dehydration. Then move on to the next one, number 6. The main sugar in milk is lactose. We have lactose A. The scientific names for vitamin B2 and vitamin C are. So according to our responses, of course, it is riboflavin and ascorbic acid. So we have C as the correct one. Number 8, a deficiency of iodine results in. We have got B, too little traxone. Number 9, the night blindness is a symptom of a deficiency of vitamin A. Or number 10, when everything in an outfit looks as if it belongs together, the design. So we see that the design is harmonious. So we have D. Or number 11, a suitable suggestion for a female with a triangle body or pear shape. So with the responses that we have, so the correct is B. Wear pear-shaped skirts to make the hips appear slimmer. So we have B. So moving on to the next question, number 12. The fabric construction technique that is most suited, for gym wear is C, knitted fabric. A static control finish means that the fabric will not cling to the body. So we have C. Then we go to number 14. Using a dominating horizontal line will make a room. To make a room appear wider and offer a sense of calm. And we go to number 15. The decor in a living room is dusty pink and faint green, and the color harmony is therefore. So with the responses that we have is therefore complementary. So we have A. Number 16. This color would create a feeling of space and warmth in a small room. That is light orange. A hue is made lighter by adding white, and the result is called tint. So we have D is got on number 17. Then move on to number 18. A business is said to be dash if it can survive successfully. It is practical. See? Number 19. A product specification is a product's required characteristics, which we have for B. Number 20. When the employees go on strike, the factor affecting the production cost are obvious labor. Those workers are the ones going on strike. Then we go to now 1.2, which is on matching. Matching words, of course, we have to select the function in column B that matches the nutrient listed in column A. So the first one that we have is water. And if you check according to column B, we have got C, which is the correct one, controls body temperature. Then vitamin K, needed for blood clotting. So we have F. Number 3, fat. It's a concentrated form of energy. Vitamin C, essential for maintenance of connective tissues, which is E. And 1.2.5, folic acid. So you'd see that on terms of folic acid forms genetic material or DNA. So we G. So that's what we have on this section. Then we go to 1.3. Identify 3 examples of chemical contamination in food from the user sessions shown below. Write only the letters A to F. So we check the correct ones according to the options that we have, and you're going to see that we have B, C, and E. So these ones are the correct ones. Then you go to number 4, give one word for each of these descriptions below. Write only the word or term next to the question numbers. So 1.4.1, financial assistance from the government to improve the standards of living for people who are vulnerable to poverty. So you'd see that these are social grants. So we are saying social. And we've got a recruitment scheme that promises great returns if more people are recruited. This is a pyramid scheme. A central piece in the design acts as an attention grabber in a living space to create a point of interest. So this one is a focal point. It is described as the fitting together throughout the design, which creates a sense of unity. It is harmony. So that's what we have on that part. And of course, we can proceed to the next part, which is now on 1.5. Identify 3 examples that reflect the core principles of marketing. Write only the letter A to F next with question numbers. So the ones that reflect core principles of marketing. according to options that we have got, if we check there, A, reaching more people by advertising electronically is also correct. We go to C, um, an overseas company will invest in the business. So we have C. Then we go to the next one. The question says, identify 3 examples that reflect the core principles of marketing. So the next one is F, a new wing of the factory has been built to facilitate expansion. So we have F. So this is what we have on the first part with 35 marks. So we go to, that is the short questions section. Then we go to the next question, which is question 2. So this is the first part that we have in terms of question 2, which is on the consumer. So it will start the following case study and other questions that follow. So of course, we are given a case study that we have, which we need to read through. Then after going through, the first question is define the term budget, but we know that a budget basically is an estimate of income and expenditure for a set of period of time. Or we can say it comes as a written or printed material, which is in quantities. So it's a plan that helps you to see how much money you have or how much money you want to spend and how much you can save. So that's the description that we have in terms of budget. But of course, we've got a brief description that we have according to this video in terms of a budget, whereby we're saying it's a spending plan or a detailed breakdown for a specific period of time where the income and expenditure are estimated or planned. So that's the brief description that we have. So we go to the next question. Give 2 other sources of income for households in general, excluding salary. Of course, the salary is indicated in the question is a source of income, but the question requires us to come up with other sources of income. So you'd see that other sources that we can also include, we've got casual wages is one of them, social grants, pension, UIF, government pension, business profits, or investments, fringe benefits, or income from produce. So these are some of the sources of income. Then we go to the next part of a question. Discuss how the household composition type of household has influenced here expenditure pattern. So how the household composition has influenced the expenditure pattern. So you'd see that the household composition is for Nkabisa is being shown in the information that we are having, that Nkabisa shares an apartment with 2 friends. So that's the household composition, that there are 2 friends that are inside the household. Of course, they are going to share the expenses. So in that case, it's going to obviously affect the expenditure. And Nkabisa is going to have less expenses. So there's going to be extra money. There is going to be extra money for spending on items like entertainment. So that's within that context, that's how we are going to explain. So we are saying Nkabisa shares with the 2 other friends. There are 3 of them sharing. All 3 earn income, therefore more disposable income. The expenditure will be on holidays, social activities, and clothing, as she has no dependents. So that's the response that you can give within that context. Then we go to the next question. Identify 2 fixed expenses and 2 variable expenses. Tabulate as follows. So you're supposed to tabulate as this. So 2 fixed expenses, remember fixed expenses, these are expenses that do not change from time to time. They remain the same. In other words, you pay them a same amount each and every time. So we check according to what we have according to our expenses, which one can be a fixed. So we've got a cell phone contract. Obviously, this one will be paying it with the same amount from time to time. We see that we've got 340 on this part, 340 again. We check another one that is not changing. We are here paying back a study loan, also is a fixed. You come here, also rent contribution to communal dwelling also is part of that. And then on variable, they do change. So according to The amounts that we have, we can include items like contribution to petrol for communal vehicle. This one is a variable. Also, you see that entertainment is changing. It's a variable. It varies from time to time. So these are the ones that we have. We've got rent, start loan, cell phone contracts for fixed. And then for variable, water and electricity, groceries, petrol, toiletries, entertainment. So those are typical, represents variable and fixed. So we go to the next question, 2.1.5, evaluate the budget. Compare the planned expenses with the actual expenses and give two corrective steps to balance the budget. So obviously, you have to compare the planned expenses with the actual. So we have got budget and actual, and then you compare. So with that analysis, we can come up with the explanation that she had 8,150 rands to spend and spent 8,355 is the first part. Also, is being shown that she had 8,150. She had 8,000 budget, but then spent 8,150. So spent more than this is the actual against the budget. It means the actual income is 8,150, but then what was actually spent, we are going to add all the expenses that we have and see that the total that you are going to get will be 8,355. So it means what was spent was more than what she had. So that's how we can analyze it, and then this will result in a deficit or a shortfall of 345. So this becomes a shortfall of 345. So she spent more than planned on water and electricity again, which you can refer and try to see. Water and electricity. So what was budget was 275, but what was actual spent on water and electricity is 300, which is more than. We go again and check in terms of the next one. So these are the other points that we can also include in terms of the information that we are given. So going to the next question, read the case study below and answer the questions that follow. So according to the case study that we have, the question says, give the two disadvantages for Shane using a credit card for his purchases. So what are the disadvantages? So is that you pay interest if he does not pay the bank back by the given date of the month. So also, interest is higher on credit cards or cost more. It is easy to overspend with the credit card. Using the card irresponsibly leads to debt. So these are the possible responses that you can give on that one. Then next one, identify the credit provider in this case study. Identify the credit provider in this case study. We come on its part, it reads he will and will owe the bank interest. So it means the bank is the credit provider. The bank is the credit provider. So 2.2.3, the National Credit Act serves to protect consumers. Name one area that the NCA stipulates in the case of a credit card. Name one area that the NCA stipulates in the case of credit cards. So we are saying they stipulate the maximum interest rates or cost that can be charged. So that's how we can explain that part. And then in terms of the next question, explain how the debt counseling service will help Shane. They will do an assessment to see if he is in debt. They will assist him to reach a repayment arrangement with the bank. They will help him plan a budget. You'll be given a clearance certificate when the debt is paid. So those are the typical responses that you can come up with. Question 3 is on food and nutrition. It reads, sardines are known to be a healthy animal protein food source. 3.1.1 state two other animal protein sources. So we have meat, poultry, eggs, milk and milk products, or cheese. So these are the responses that we have. The second part, give the vitamin that is only found in animal products. That is our 3.1.2. So in that case, we've got vitamin B12. Then we go to the next part, which is 3.1.3. Given a essential fatty acid found in fish, and give one function of this fatty acid. Yeah, and it's essential for growth or brain development or necessary for good health. So we go to the next one. Explain how sardines are of a high biological value. The protein in sardines can maintain or repair body tissue and provide growth. It is high when the protein contains O8, the essential amino acids, are making it better quality of protein. So that's the response on 3.1.4. For 3.2 is refer to the illustrations below to answer the questions that follow. So I give you an A with avocado, B with cream. Then the question says, compare the types of fat found in the foods labeled A and B. Tabulate your answer as follows. Of course, we've got a row for type of fat, effect on blood cholesterol levels. Another food item example of this same type of fat. So we have that is analyzed in this table. We have a type of fat we are given is for avocado and then for cream. And then we've got effect on blood cholesterol levels. We have got for avocado and for cream. And then we have got another food item example of this type. We have got examples that we are given for avocado, then examples for cream. So basically, that's what we have on that part. Next question, discuss the implications when young adults consume more amounts of added sugars, simple carbohydrates, and inadequate amounts of whole grains in their diet. We've got excess sugar, excess carbohydrates, inadequate intake of whole grains in diet results in a lack of fiber. So that is what we have on that part. So with the explanations as given. Question 4 is on clothing, and it refer to the instructions below and other questions that follow. So you're given pictures that we have, and then beneath that, it reads set to fabric finishes that can be applied to alter the appearance of the cotton fabric used to make the shirts. So we see that you can use these are the ones that we have. And moving on to the next question. The coat is made from wool. Discuss one fabric property that would make the coat comfortable to wear. So we see that these are the property. Absorbance. Wool is a natural fiber, so it would take up extra moisture perspiration, and then we've got an alternative response that you can give in terms of that. So on 4.1.3, identify the dominant line in the shirt and give the effect it would have on the body. Dominant line on the shirt is the vertical line with the slimming effect. So that's what we have on that part. And then move on to the next part, which is 4.1.4. Discuss how rhythm is achieved in an outfit. With the repetition of buttons in the coat and the shirt. So we given also an alternative response that you can give in terms of that. Question 5 is on interior. So question 5 reads, refer to the pictures below and answer the questions that follow. So you're given a picture that we have. So beneath the picture, the first question reads, define the term texture. Our texture basically is the feel, appearance, or consistency of a surface or a substance. So we are saying the character or appearance of a textile, a fabric is determined by the arrangement and thickness of its threads. So basically, we are saying texture is the feel or appearance or consistency of the surface or substance. So we've got a brief description that we have in terms of texture, whereby we are saying um, definition of a texture, it describes the surface properties or quality of an object. So texture can be visual or tactile. So this is what we have for this part. And then we move on to the next question. Discuss what effect the texture of the headboard will have on the room. So the texture of the headboard will have on the room. So in response to that, it will add visual interest or interesting look, gives an informal masculine few. So this is on the second part. So we move on to 5.1.3. The bedside lamp in picture is a similar style to the example shown below. Discuss the principle proportion is applied to the lamp to the lamp. So proportion is applied to the lamp that we have. So the response is the lamp is in good condition. It is 2:3. The base and the shade are in pleasing relationship to each other. There's alternative explanation. The base takes up 3 parts and the shade 2, where the total height is divided into 5 equal parts. So this is the response that we have for this part. And then moving on to the next question. The next question now is question 5.2. Read the scenario below and answer the question that follows. So you're given a scenario that you need to go through, and you're given figure 1, A, B, and C. And then from there, you see that it reads, compare the three boxes according to the suitability of hair knit and whether it is made from an eco-friendly material. Tabulate your answer as follows. So you put a row for suitability for knit, a row for eco-friendly. We've got A wood, B cane, and then C plastic. So you need to fill in the gaps that are in the table that we have in terms of suitability for knit, eco-friendly. So with that, we are saying in terms of suitability to knit, we are given it in this row, whereby we have got an explanation for wood, for cane, and for plastic. And then in terms of eco-friendly again, we have got for wood, for cane, and then for plastic. Of course, we have continuation of explanations in terms of the next page, whereby we have got a continuation of the explanations that are coming in. For eco-friendly, underwood, we are saying reusable, recyclable, and also is renewable. So this is for wood. Then for cane, we are saying cane grows fast, uses lead through water to grow. And then we go to the plastic not biodegradable. And then as a continuation, when burning releases toxic fumes, so pollute the air. So this is what we have on that part. Then we move on to 5.3. Start the furniture plan below and answer the question that follow. So this is the furniture plan that we have. And then first question is, state the zone represented by this launch. So what is the zone that is represented in the diagram that we have? It is the social zone. And then with the next part, it reads, identify one other activity besides the conversation area that is provided for in this room. So one other activity. So you see that we have got a study or leisure. These are the alternatives that we can put in terms of that. In terms of the next question, discuss the different types of lighting that is evident in this room. What is the different types of lighting that is evident in the room? So we have natural lighting, we also have artificial lighting. Then on number 5.3.4, evaluate the furniture arrangement in the room. What is the evaluation of the furniture arrangement? The couches where within easy access or reachable to the coffee table. However, the single chair is far from the coffee table. So Typically, this is the expressions that we've got further explanations that we can also include in terms of that. And that marks at the end of our question 5. And of course, we still have to go to our question 6. So question 6 is on entrepreneurship. So the question reads, read the case study below and answer the questions that follow. So you're given a case study that you need to go through before you answer the question. So this is the case study that we have. So beneath the case study, the first question reads, set 2 characteristics that ANG yes that are positive strength for an entrepreneur to possess. So obviously we are going to deduce the characteristics which are positive strength from the information that we are given. So you do that, you see that it reads here, she has sewn some garments. So it means that the ability to sew is also a strength that is there that we can deduce. And also the creativity also is also a strength. She did some research on this sentence. She did some research on the internet and created 2 designs. So there is creativity that is there, which comes as a strength. So basically that's what we have. So we are saying and the ability to sue is one of them, being creative, also risk taker, confident, are other responses that we can also include. Then in terms of the next part, it reads, identify 2 groups of people that hair mask would appeal to besides protecting people from the virus. So we check according to what we have. So you see that it would we check according to our response there in terms of our question. One of the group is we can identify it here. It reads as well as as well as protect people from dust. So those who value protection from the dust, and also the other group is those who help those who suffer from sinuses. So those who suffer from sinuses, it's another group. So those are the 2 that we have. In terms of the next question, it reads, name any 3 P's in the marketing mix and match any example from the case study to each one. So of course we've got place that is the sewing is taking place at home. So home is the place, and also you can choose a promotion. How are the products are being promoted? If you come on this sentence, it reads and promoted a mask on social media. So the promotion is social media. So this is exactly as we have with the product, which is the mask, and then place home, and also promotion, which is social media. Then we move on to the next part of our question. Identify the stage that a mask would be at the in the product life cycle in this parts of the case study. She promoted her mask on social media. So we are supposed to identify the stage that a mask would be in the product life cycle. At this point, it would be introduction stage. Then on B, there would still be a demand, and she could make them as stylish a fashion accessory. So this will be the maturity stage. So basically, that's what we have. We move on to the next question, 6.1.5. Discuss how a mask had a competitive edge at the time when the masks were required for the pandemic. So in response to that, we are saying the competitive edge, for every 2 masks she made, she would give 1 away to the needy, and they are reusable and washable, and they are affordable, was not available in shops. So those are some of the points that we can include. Then 6.2, edges requirements and the cost of material and packaging for 10 masks is as follows. So this is what we have. And then first can calculate the production cost for 10 masks. So of course, we can just calculate according to the information that we're given. So let's see that on the first part, your fabric needs 1 meter, whereby 79 rands 99 cents per meter. So we are saying 79 rands 99 cents, and then of course we add swing thread, which needs a quarter reel. So obviously we now say a quarter is obviously, if you change your quarter to a decimal, it becomes 0.25. You say 1 into 5, 0.25. So in brackets, you can just say 0.25 times the 15 rand 65 cents. So because it's a quarter of this, so we're saying times 15 rands 65 cents. And then we add the next part is 3 meters. 5 rand 95 per meter, so which means they say 595 times 3. Then we say 5 rand 95, and then we multiply by 3. And then we go on to see in terms of this part labels peak of 10 is 2 rand 70. So we add 2 rand 70. And then we also have packaging, peak of 10, 10 rand. So we add also 10 rand. So we can calculate it like that and see what exactly do we get. So let's just try to calculate. So you get 114 rands at 45 cents. So this will be the total cost for 10 masks on 6.2.1. Then 6.2.2, calculate the profit on 10 masks if she needs 75% markup. So basically we are saying 75% times 114.45 cents, which is obviously you convert to a decimal, it becomes 0.75 times 114.45 cents. So we can try to calculate it and see what. So you get 85 rands 84 cents. So this is what we have, which we can put here as our answer for the profit. So on the next part now is saying calculate the selling price of one mask, round off to the nearest rand. So of course, the 85 rand 84 is the profit for 10 masks. And then the production cost is also the production cost for 10 masks. So we need to first find the selling price for the 10 masks, and then we reduce it to 1 mask. So for the selling price for 10 masks, we are saying 114 45 cents plus 85 rand 84. So we get now the total for 10. The selling price for 10 masks. So you get 200 rands at 29 cents. So this is for 10. This is for 10 masks. So the question is asking for 1 mask, which means we have to divide by 10 to get for 1 mask. So we are saying for 1 mask, it's equal to our 200 rands 29 cents for 10 masks, and then we are going to divide it by 10. So we calculate it like that. We are going to find your final answer is. We'll try to see what do we get if we divide by 10. It will be 20 rand 0.029. And of course, this is money. We round it off to 2 decimal places. It becomes 20 rand 3 cents. Also, we got our 2, and then we check behind. We got 9. So we need to add 1 there to become 20 rand 3 cents. So basically, this becomes for one mask. So this is the last question that we have according to our video. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please, let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel, and share the link to our colleagues who are doing the same subject, so that we grow our channel. Let's meet again in the next video.